The Velotric Discover 1 Plus comes with almost all of my favorite features in an e-bike for an affordable price, which I feel like is the perfect combination to get something that's inexpensive, but still comes with quality parts. I feel like that's a win. So in this video, I wanted to share my thoughts about this bike, what it's been like riding it, what are these features that it has with it. So let's do it. One of my favorite things about this e-bike is how it feels actually riding it. I feel like the geometry in the layout of it is so spot on for what I like when riding an e-bike. I love that it has a step-through frame. It's super easy to get on and off of. I also enjoy the hand grips on this. They're very squishy, comfortable. They come with little bump outs to give you more surface area for your palms. I also really enjoy the swept back handlebars. This just feels so much more comfortable to ride when I can ride with an upright posture. It feels way better on my back and my neck versus being in an athletic stance forwards. So I really like the swept back handlebars. And an underrated feature that I see Velotric does with this that I don't see a lot of other e-bikes have is it has an adjustable stem right here. So you can actually lower or raise the handlebars to meet your needs as well, to get it fitting to how you like to ride a little bit more precisely. So I feel like when I hop on this, I feel like it just fits me so comfortably and I don't get tired or fatigued or uncomfortable when I take this out for longer rides. Also, speaking of comfort, I feel like the ride in general was very smooth. It has 26-inch by 2.5-inch tires, so these are a little bit wider than normal bicycle tires. But then the nice thing is it also comes with front suspension to help dampen down any bumps that you're going over top of. So riding this felt pretty nicely, even going on gravel roads where I live. When you're taking a look at the handlebars right here, you can see that it has a left-handed thumb throttle, which is easy to operate, and then it also has a control panel next to that with 5 different pedal assist levels that you can toggle between, and then all that information will show up on the display screen, which is easy to see in the bright sunlight. Another feature that I appreciate is that it has hydraulic brakes. These are easy to squeeze. They stop the e-bike very safely, abruptly, and I feel like it's crucial when you're going at fast speeds to be able to stop adequately. Another nice touch is that it has a trigger shifter right here, which is really nice when you're shifting between gears and going from slow speeds to fast speeds. Now this is only a 7-speed instead of like an 8 or 9-speed, but the one thing that they still do a good job with is when you're traveling at faster speeds, there is still good resistance in the pedals. A lot of times on cheaper e-bikes, you'll start feeling like you're pedaling air once you go past like 13 miles an hour if the bike is made poorly, but they still give you great resistance at faster speeds, so there's no ghost pedaling with this, which I really enjoy, especially because this e-bike has a top speed of 28 miles an hour, which is pretty quick. And the other nice thing is you can actually adjust your top speed. You can actually change it from 12 miles an hour all the way up to 28 miles an hour, so if you want it to ride slower, you can adjust that top speed, and then the whole e-bike will just be a slower riding bike. So that's something you can do as well. Comes with a bell. This does have integrated lights. It has a front headlight up here that is very bright. It's actually brighter than their old version. And then it also comes with rear tail lights that also glow brighter when you squeeze the brakes to signal to people that you're stopping. So I love that. I feel like that's a lot safer when you're riding out in public to have lights on your bike. One thing that would make it slightly better is that if it had blinkers with it, but the Velotric Discover 2 has blinkers with it, so you can actually upgrade and get blinkers if you want, but this one doesn't come with blinkers as is. What else? Another thing I enjoy about this e-bike is that it has a UL certified battery. This helps me sleep better at night, knowing that it's just been tested and proved and it's a nice quality battery. That's a lot better. And the nice thing is about this battery is that it actually can get you a range of up to 65 miles on one charge. Now, actual results may vary based on how fast you're riding, how heavy are you going up a lot of hills, things like that. But I feel like overall, I've been able to get great range out of this in actual real world scenarios. So I have no issues with the range on the battery. Another feature that I really like about this bike is that it's rated IPX6, so its water resistant capabilities is awesome. You can ride this in the rain, no problem at all. You can ride it in the snow. You can spray it down with the hose and it's going to be fine. So this just keeps your e-bike in a lot better condition, and it gives you a little bit of peace of mind knowing that if water ever gets on it, you're going to be fine. One of the drawbacks with this e-bike is it only has a 500 watt motor instead of a 750 watt motor, which is what I typically prefer. However, I still feel like this gave me a lot of power to get me around wherever I needed to go. I never felt like I struggled going up hills. I never felt like I couldn't get through the grass or some loose sand or anything like that. I feel like this was still a nice, powerful ride, even though it's a 500 watt motor, but it would have been nicer if it was 750 watt. One of the differences between the Plus and the original Velotric Discover 1 is this one rides a little bit differently, and I actually prefer the way this one rides and operates. It has a little bit more of a gradual acceleration that feels a lot more natural, like I'm riding a normal bicycle, and it's easier to turn on it while you're accelerating slower, versus the old one had a lot more pep and upfront torque in it, which felt a little bit jumpy at times. So this one feels a lot smoother, but the nice thing is it still brings you up to speed quickly, and then you're riding at whatever speed you want to be in. But I just feel like the way it adjusts your speed level feels a lot more comfortable on this compared to their older version. This is a cadence sensor, if you were wondering. That means it just brings you up to the speed it has set for you, and that's how fast you go. So it doesn't determine it based on how hard you're actually pedaling. That would be a torque sensor, which the Velotric Discover 2 is a torque sensor if you want that, but this one is just a cadence sensor, which I'm still fine with. I really don't feel like I have much of a preference between cadence or torque. Everyone says a torque sensor feels more natural to ride, which is true, but I feel like cadence sensors are easier to pedal, so if you don't want to get tired as quickly, riding a cadence sensor e-bike is my choice. But if I want that more dynamic riding where I can go faster and slower based on how I'm pedaling, then I'll prefer the torque sensor, which would be the Velotric Discover 2. Also, a nice thing with the Velotric Discover 2 is you can actually change it between a torque sensor or a cadence sensor if you want to. Got that bronchitis. This thing is a gem. At the time of this recording, it comes in at a price of $1,200, which I feel like is a very reasonable price tag, especially for all the nice features that I mentioned. A lot of times, once you go below like $1,000 for an e-bike, they're not going to have hydraulic brakes anymore. They're not going to have suspension. They're not going to have this good of an IPX rating. They're not going to have a UL certified battery. Like, the list goes on and on. I feel like this is a well-suited e-bike, comes with a lot of great things about it for a really reasonable price. One thing I do want to mention though is that this front basket, this rear rack, and this side basket are additional accessories that cost extra. They actually don't come with the purchase of the e-bike. So if you think you'll use a rear rack or any of this stuff, then you'll need to purchase that separately. I'm actually really pleased with this. I feel like this would make a great commuter style e-bike, or just a nice fun e-bike to have in general, whatever you're going to use it for, whether you're going to work or taking it out for fun. I feel like this would be a great choice for a lot of people that I enjoy, and I feel like you'd be happy if this showed up at your doorstep. So there it is. The Velotric Discover 1 Plus. Check it out if you want to. I'll put a link in the description below. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you on another one.